I wake up and my body's paralyzed and I start to go into like a paralytic shock. There's these silhouetted figures and different types of beings that are floating through my room and tormenting me, screaming in my ear. I hear crazy static and things start to fly off the shelves or the door will swing open. The dream has the complete control of what's going on and I can't do anything about it.
Meeting with Nicolas Bruno. He's a visual artist, photographer. He suffers from sleep paralysis, so I'm meeting with him to find out more about the condition and see how it intertwines with his art.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Nick, nice
Honor.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Imagine a terrifying dream you can't wake up from. Only it doesn't feel like a dream. It feels real. Your physical being is inactive, paralyzed. That is sleep paralysis, and that's what's been haunting Nick every night for the last 10 years. So these are some photos from high school?
Yeah.
We're about to go back in time.
I don't know what's in here, but we're gonna look.
This was in the middle of the summer, I think. Wasn't it raining
I think so.
this day? When they came inside and just took a picture of the Polaroid. That was fun.
Episodes started when you were 8 or 9 and got to their most extreme about the time you guys started dating.
Right, we started dating summer of 9th grade.
Yeah.
We were about 14 or 15.
Did that affect you in any way?
As soon as he would wake up, he would jolt out of bed, and of course, that would wake me up too, but not really affected me personally, but I felt like it was torturing him so much in his sleep that it was affecting how he would act during the day. He was definitely just someone who would drag his feet. You could just see in this poor kid's face that he was tired.
So this is my room.
Cool, man.
Got some weird stuff going on, I guess.
How often do these episodes happen here?
It used to be almost every day.
Yeah.
And I would, because I was terrified of it, I would not sleep.
Yeah.
So I'd be up for 2 or 3 days at a time. And that would actually kind of escalate the
Yeah.
dreams themselves.
Yeah.
Because like depriving yourself of sleep, you're gonna have some crazy dreams. Once I started searching online, trying to figure out what's going on here, I would type in like silhouetted figures or woman in a black dress or pressure on your chest when you wake up and you can't move. And the painting, The Nightmare, that kind of stood out to me. And once I linked that image, that took me to the Wikipedia article of sleep paralysis. I'm like, I found it. This is it. It was kind of embarrassing. I was afraid to tell anybody about it. But around age 14, 15, when it started happening a lot, I started telling my parents, and I told one of my teachers at school I was very close with, and he told me to start sketching and kind of figure out and take the situation and just go with it and see what happens. And since all these crazy visuals were happening, he was like, this could be a really good supplement for your work. Okay, I'm trying to think of one that I could actually explain without sounding like a freak. I felt like my bed was actually getting sucked downward through the floor, and there were a bunch of figures around my bed. So I kind of went through a representation of having a ditch under my bed and having the figures lowering my bed down with a bunch of ropes. I definitely know when I'm in one or the other world.
Totally.
I try to create that sort of purgatory within the images that I create.
Making the intangible tangible.
Right.
Yeah. So here we have some of your work, which is amazing.
So basically in my process for this image, I'm all 3 of these characters, and I'm able to achieve that by putting my camera on my tripod and having a continuous shutter release. So while the camera actually continuously shoots, I'm able to become these different characters, either by changing my costume or moving into the background or into the foreground. By becoming all these different characters, I'm able to have my hand in every part of the image. The kind of trademark of my work is the hooded figures that I put into there. Trying to figure out which one I want to use for the hood. But this is also more see-through. I don't know. That looks really cool. I'm just trying to figure it out. After I kind of conceptualize in my room and have my dreams and figure out what I'm going to actually be shooting, I'll come here and I'll start working on stuff.
Do you oftentimes work at night?
When I had my insomnia, it really just kind of made me think about how the day is not and the night are not really a thing. It's kind of just one cohesive thing that goes on and on and on. There's no actual break. I found that boundary was broken once I started staying up for 2 or 3 days at a time. With these figures and the main character, they're all going to be in the water, I found this bed, and it's an antique looking bed, and I weathered it a little bit, and we're going to bring it to either a pond or the marsh, halfway submerge it, and have the figures pulling the bed into the water. So that's basically the idea that I'm going to try to do for my next project. By creating these photos, it gives me a sense of control where I don't have any control in my dreams. I'm able to take what I experience and totally put them into a tangible form and recreate what goes on, but have curation of what actually goes into the pieces themselves. The lighting looks really cool right now, because what's happening is these ripples are going. It's catching the white, so it's kind of like the stark contrast between the white and the really dark brown. It looks pretty cool. The figures that I use within the photograph are reoccurring throughout my work, and they're also reoccurring throughout my dreams. When I started having sleep paralysis almost every night, I thought I was either possessed or I did something wrong in like a past life or something, and they're back to haunt me. Now that I've created my own therapy by creating photographs inspired by my dreams, I feel better as a person. The world of art allows you to express your ideas so fluidly that art became my go-to for dealing with this condition.